Hi, welcome. My name's Maria, Firefly Yoga. Please make sure you're fit and well before we start our practice. This practice isn't for anyone that is pregnant or has an injury. So let's come over to our mat. Maybe sit up on a block or a cushion. We're going to continue talking about the vayus. The vayus in Sanskrit means wind. So we're talking about the air, the oxygen that we bring into our body. These are energetic forces. So if you can imagine, if we're bringing energy into our body, we can bring it in through food, through water, through air, through sun, and through our thoughts. When we have this energy in our body, we want to be able to move it round. Generally, when we're practicing yoga, we're opening our body through yoga poses, but when we're talking about the vayus, we're talking about using our breath. So we have looked at pranavayu, and this is the inward and upward movement. So when we breathe in, I want you to notice that your chest, it lifts. As much as you're drawing in, it's in and an upward movement. We then come to our Samanavayu, and this is like our digestion center. And it goes in a circular motion, this Vayu. So we can think about this, think about it a little bit like a distribution center. So what comes in, and then it comes into the distribution center, and then we decide what we're going to do with it. So we could come into the Apanavayu, where we get rid, like the waste. This would be the exhale. And then also we've got Vyana Vayu, and this is like the circulation system. So when we breathe in, we lift up. We then can distribute this energy all the way out to our limbs, out to our hands, out to our legs. So lots of standing postures. And if we're going to breathe in, bringing our arms up. So let's put this into practice as we go through our yoga sequence today. I'll just point this out. So before we start, we're going to practice our purifying technique for our lungs. So as we're just going through our day-to-day business, we have some residue air that sits at the bottom of our lungs. We want to get rid of that old stale air at the bottom of our lungs before we draw in some lovely fresh air before we start our practice. So bring yourself into a nice comfortable position where your spine is erect and your crown is nice and tall. Lift up through the body. We're going to draw our tummy back as we exhale. So continue doing this. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera. So remember, we're just allowing our tummy to be nice and relaxed, and then you want to exhale. Continue just exhaling, 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 exhaling. As your tummy pops out, you'll passively be breathing in. So just work on the exhale, 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 exhale. Let's really take a big exhale. So exhale, draw back, draw back, draw back, drawing that belly button back to the spine. Completely exhale. And now let's think about inhale. Push the tummy out. Notice the chest lifts. You're bringing the air right up under your collarbone. And then just begin to exhale again, bringing your breath back to neutral. So let's just think about this. So we've completely cleared the bottom of our lungs with our exhale, exhale. We've then taken in that big pranavayu, yeah? So you've inhaled, you've drawn that air in, and you feel that inward movement along with the upward lift of your chest. So you really need to connect with your breath. Try and connect with that inward and upward movement. So from here, let's just take our hands to our knees and let's just practice that. So just close your eyes. So we're going to take a big deep breath in. Really connect with that upward and inward movement as you breathe in. You're pushing that tummy out slightly. You feel that inward rush of oxygen and you feel your chest lift. Now we're going to work on the Apanavayu. This is the exhale. So just hold your breath at the top there for a few seconds. Now let's work on that exhale, that eliminated. So now feel that outward. Feel your chest, your shoulders drop, your chest come in, your ribs as you exhale. Draw that belly button back to your spine. Anything you're trying to get rid of at this moment. So not only your air, maybe some thoughts that are stuck in your mind at the moment. So breathe in and feel that inward and upward pranavayu. And then as you exhale, really think about getting rid of that waste in the thoughts, getting rid of that carbon dioxide. Just exhale, exhale, exhale. So let's think about this distribution center, this Samanavayu. This is around the whole center of the body. We draw in, it comes into the center, and then we can eliminate what we don't need. Okay, so thinking about this center, this digestion. So it's always going to be about this twisting motion. So as we inhale, let's take our hands out to the side. Let's inhale and then lift up, and let's just exhale as we twist round to the side. Come round to the opposite side. There's inhale. Feel that upward lifting motion as we exhale. Let's just take a little twist. Coming back up, inhale. And then take that little twist as we come round to the other side. Let's take our hands behind us now. So fingertips to the back. And you just want to inhale, feel that inward and upward. And then exhale. Bring your shoulders back and really draw in that belly button back to your spine. We're going to bring our hands and give ourselves a little cuddle while we're here. And we're just going to shake our body to the left and to the right. Just breathe in naturally. Keep your eyes closed. And then let's just take our hands to our knees. We're going to practice the Udana Vayu. So Udana Vayu goes from the throat to the crown of the head. It's all about our expression, our understandings, our feelings, being clear in the mind. So the best way to practice this Vayu is to practice your Ujjayi breath. So if you can remember, we've practiced before where we had that imaginary mirror and we trying to fog a mirror and then draw that breath back. Sounds very Darth Vader-ish, yeah? If we close the mouth and we do this same practice, it becomes more of an ocean breath. And it literally should just be you that can hear this breath. So let's practice this Ujjayi breath, working on this Udana. So if we don't feel clear in the mind, if we're troubled with our expression, practice this Ujjayi breath. So let's just sit still and then practice by so continue practicing. I'm going to come a little closer so you can hear my breath. So you'd have your eyes closed. Think about that inward and upward motion, that, and then that exhale. And you're drawing back your tummy, okay? So your hands are on your knees. Inward, upward. Drawing your belly button back to your spine. So from here, we're going to bring ourselves off of our cushion, off of our block. We're going to place that to the side. And we're going to come on to our all fours. So all the time, as you're practicing your yoga postures, which again is going to open your body and help drawing in energy, and you're moving around your energy, we're also using all of these different kind of breath works. And of course, like I say, if you feel like you're sluggish in the tummy, you need to work on your twists, your Samanavayu, your Pranavayu, where we're breathing in and up. So let's have a little practice. So come into your box position. We're going to come into cat and cow position. So as you can see, this is Pranavayu, isn't it? We're arching our back, we're drawing in. As we exhale, we're drawing the belly button back to the spine. So we're working on a Pranavayu. Inhale, coming into Pranavayu. Exhale, coming into a Pranavayu. Let's draw our arms up, coming into Vanavayu. Yeah, so we're drawing out all the way right out to the tips of the fingers. Let's bring ourselves down. Exhale. So really drawing up, yeah? As we inhale, Vyanavayu, lifting up, drawing right the way out to the fingertips, going through the arms. Exhale, hands come down, drawing up that belly button, really exhale, drawing up through the shoulders. Let's bring ourselves back onto our heels and just draw your hands out in front. You might like to move around a little bit. Just notice how your hips are feeling. Stretching out your arms as much as you can, just breathing naturally. So we're going to come back up, we're going to take a little twist. So think about it, this is our center for digestion, isn't it? So get that exhale as you twist, and then you're going to inhale back to the center and exhale as you twist. So we're drawing that energy into that Samanavayu. Draw yourself back to the center. Let's bring our hands down. We're going to tuck under our feet. Let's come up into a down dog, but let's start with bent knees. So think about pushing your palms down into the mat and just feel that lovely long spine. Notice how you feel in your lower back, your upper back. Just breathe in naturally. We're going to turn our feet and our knees to the right, so the whole body is twisting. So you're getting that twist in your middle of your tummy, aren't you? And on the side of your body. So you're going to bring your breath in and up to the center, and then exhale, getting that twist. So it's just the lower body, the arms are staying the same, twisting, turning the legs to the left, come back to the center. So let's just paddle now through the heels. We're just stretching out the right leg, stretching out the left leg. And just think about this as you're breathing in, and then send that
air, that oxygen, that energy all the way down to your feet and to your hands as you're stretching out. Vayana Vayu. This is where we draw the energy right out to the periphery of the body. Just stretch, stretch, stretch here. We're going to bring our hands back. So have your knees bent if you want to. I want you to be really, really loose in your shoulders. So just rock your head. Just hang down like a rag doll. We're going to walk our feet a little closer together until the feet are right underneath the hips. Have a little look down at your feet. Are your toes scrunched up? Pick your toes up and really spread them out. And let's just hang down here. In fact, let's interlace our fingers and draw the arms down as much as you like. Remember, you can have your knees bent if you want to. I want you to draw up your thigh muscles. As you do this, look back at your knees. Notice that your knees will draw back. Draw up your tummy. Kind of tuck it up underneath your ribs to allow your body to drop a little further down. From here, I want you to slightly bend your knees and come up into a flat back. So we're going to do a flat back with bent knees. So a little different, the experience here. So roll your shoulders down, maybe check out your back in a mirror, but we want bent knees, flat back, no pressure if you've got your hands on your knees. And then we're going to straighten the legs and bend the legs. When you straighten the legs, I want you to draw the thighs back. Now think about lifting that tummy up underneath your ribs. Big deep breath in, and then can you bring your fingertips to the mat and then draw yourself back out into your down facing dog. So figure out where you need to be. Your legs might feel a little bit strange because we've got them quite close. Try to bend the knees now. Feel really big stretch in your calves and in your ankles. Have a look back at your ankles. Are they rolling in? I want you to really get good position with your ankles. So it might mean drawing your ankles out towards the side, pushing down on your heels, drawing up your tummy. And then flatten the heels, come up on your fingertips if you need to, and walk yourself back. Again, just hang down. Notice if you're holding your head. From here, I want you to bend your left leg and bring your left hand into the centre of your feet. Your arm will very gently just push against the inside of your left knee. So without just drawing that arm up, without moving the body, I want you to take your right hand to your tummy. And now think about lifting round that shoulder. Have a look up. Can you see your shoulder? Is it kind of pointing up towards the ceiling? And then draw up that right arm. So you've really got a big opening in your chest. Your whole chest is coming to the side. Now, of course, this is Samana Vayu. Yeah, we're right in the centre, in this centre here. So it's always a great place to exhale as you're turning. Now we can breathe naturally. Exhale, breathe it, inhale as you come down. Just hold it here. Again, if you need to have your knees bent, you might want to rock your bottom from side to side. Pushing up with our tailbone, drawing up the thighs, just hanging down for a second. Let's again keep your legs underneath your hips. Really push down your feet and start to walk yourself out without lifting your heels. Bring yourself out into a down dog. Yeah, so your heels are down. You might feel like your back's not too straight. Don't worry for a moment, because now we're going to lift up the heels, and it's a tiny little lift. Pushing the tailbone up, the back will flatten at this point. But you're going to feel a really big stretch in your calves and in your ankles. And like I say, look back at your ankles. Sometimes the ankles and the knees buckle into the centre. I want you to really put a lot of pressure on the outside edge of the foot. So if you looked back at your ankles, they would be in line with your legs. Let's push the heels down. Push them down. See if you can remain flat in the back and flat in the heels. Push your tailbone up to the ceiling. And then we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. It's quite a lot, that, isn't it? You really feel the legs really stretching. So come into a forward fold. Just move your legs a little bit. Think about your head. Think about your shoulders. Roll your shoulders out. So this time we're going to keep the left leg straight and the right leg is bent. Take your right hand between your feet. You'll notice that your arm kind of pushes against your right knee. So you may need to draw that knee back to the centre. Take your left hand to your tummy. And now take a big deep breath in, looking down. When we exhale is when we turn to the left, taking that shoulder all the way round. I'm looking up, I can see my shoulder is heading up towards the ceiling. Now I'm going to lift up my top arm, which is my left arm. Same amount of pressure in the left foot and the right foot, so it's a big twist. I'm breathing naturally, but on the exhale, I'm turning a little bit more, making sure that my left arm and my shoulder is nice and relaxed. And then I'm going to inhale as I bring my hand down. Just hang down like a rag doll. Keep your legs bent. Just rock the head from side to side. We're going to interlace the fingers and draw down as much as you can. Draw in those thighs. And then we're going to bend the knees. Coming up into that flat back with bent knees again. So roll your shoulders back. Have your hands where they need to be, but no pressure if they're over your knees. Keep the eye gaze down. Think about your feet, spread your toes. And now from here, we're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, I want you to stretch the legs. So keep the back in the same position. And then from here, nice, tight thighs as you come all the way up. And then we're going to roll back the shoulders. So let's come up to the top end of the mat. We're going to take our feet underneath our hips again. We're just going to come into breath of joy. So we're going to inhale, 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 and then exhale. So it's not inhale and then you exhale, and it's a, yeah, so and then you exhale. So let's have a little practice of this and think about this. Think about this Vijana Vayu. So we're drawing in this energy and we're pushing it to our hands and to our feet, right out to the periphery. So we're going to inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, inhale,
inhale, exhale. So it's a one more. Inhale, 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 and then draw up. So you can really feel that energy, can't you? Just feel it tingling all the way down to your feet and up to your fingertips. So let's bring our hands together. We're going to draw our arms to the side of our body. Think about this plumb line. So I'm pushing down in a way that all four corners of my feet feel really, really strong and powerful. So I'm not leaning forward, I'm not leaning back. I'm drawing up my thighs, and we will get into this a little bit more, but this drawing up of the tummy underneath the ribs, it's very, very slightly. So you kind of tuck your tailbone and the belly just lifts. So let's just hold it here. Just feel that pranavayu as you draw in and you inhale, the chest lifts. And then upanavayu, as you exhale, you draw that belly button back to your spine. Just, you know, getting rid, drawing back. Let's inhale, drawing our arms above our head. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. So bent legs or straight legs, just make sure your head is nice and relaxed. Let's take that right leg back and we're coming into a high lunge. So of course you can come down into a low lunge if you need to. Make sure you've got knee ankle alignment though. Otherwise, we're going to stay up into a high lunge. So hold it here and bring yourself all the way up. So you could be here if you need to. So hold it here. We're going to draw our arms up. So of course, we're pushing this energy all the way out to our limbs now, aren't we? Out to our back heel, up to our fingertips. Open up your fingertips. Breathe in, feel that pranavayu and send. Use your breath to send that energy all the way out to your fingers and out to your feet. We're going to take our arms out to the side. Have your palms to face up. We're going to take that right foot and we're going to place it down, turning ourselves into triangle pose. So just be aware that your front foot, which is my left foot, is coming forward. The right foot, if I had an imaginary line, both my feet would be on this line. So we've got our palms to face up. Think about your chest and your hips, everything's open to the side. We're going to draw across as much as you can, and that might just be here, but make sure you're drawing your thighs up. We're going to come a little lower if you want to. Take your bottom hand down and then draw that top arm up. Think about prana with space. Yeah, we need lots of space in between our body. We don't want to just all crunch down. So think about that, you know, getting that space, lifting that arm up to the ceiling. Can you bring that top arm over? Now really push down on your feet if you want to lift up that bottom arm. Oh, I can hear my voice changing. It's quite difficult, and then come all the way up. So when you're in that position, think about that Samanavayu, yeah? This is the distribution center. So we really need to breathe in, and then you're just gonna breathe through that ujjayi breath as you're holding it here. It's come all the way up. From here, we're going to turn our toes to come inward. Come down wherever you can now. Use your flat back, hands to your hips, and bring yourself forward until your hands come down to the mat or the floor. I'm working on taking my heels out all the time, drawing the toes in. Just hold it here. We're going to walk our hands out. Just walk your hands out. Now I want you to place your palms down nice and strong, and then can you bring yourself onto your elbows, and then think about pushing yourself back. So at this point, I'm walking my hands back, drawing up my thighs, looking back, just walking my elbows further and further back, but making sure all the time that my four corners of my foot are attached to the mat, and that I'm lifting my thigh muscles, drawing back my knees. And as I do this, I really feel big inside thigh stretch. Keep coming back. And then bring yourself up. We're going to bring ourselves down. So bring your knees down. Have your legs wide, coming into frog pose. So just check that your knees are in alignment, that your toes are coming forward, and then we're going to come down, pushing back into our hips. So gently, gently, gently pushing back. You're going to feel your hips stretching here, so it's up to you whether you want to eke back a little bit or just stay where you are. Keep the neck nice and relaxed, keep the eye gaze down. And then gently we're going to come forward. We're going to bring our feet to touch together. So notice that my toes have touched together, and then one hand on top of the other. Just allow yourself to relax here. If you find it a little bit difficult to keep your bottom on your heels, draw your hands behind you. Let me just show you. Draw your hands behind you, just to add a little bit of pressure. So from here, we're going to bring ourselves up. Now either sit back on your heels, yeah, like so. Or if you can, keep your legs open and just sit your bottom down between your legs. So your legs are at the side. You're going to feel this in your hips, okay? So we're going to inhale our arms up. Just draw the arms above the head. Just bring our right arm down and take a little stretch all the way over to the side. So, of course, if you're sitting back on your heels, you would just be here. And then we're going to change sides. Yeah, so you're either sitting down or you're on your heels. Really get that nice stretch. And like I say, prana with space. Yeah, prana is energy, is air. So we want to get that space between our body. You know, it feels so good, doesn't it, when we stretch and then come back to the center. Come up onto your knees. So when we stretch, we always, you know, you get out of bed, you see a dog, you stretch, you're making yourself long. So in any of the stretches, always think about, you know, even if you're lifting your arm up, that you lift it up and notice that, you know, you really get the stretch in the whole side of the body. So from here, let's bring our arms up. Get that stretch. So as you breathe in, yeah, and then I'm going to exhale. I'm going to bring my right arm back to my heel. If that's a little bit too far down to come, tuck your heels under and bring yourself back. And then we're going to swap sides. So depending where you are, you're going to take a big inhale. Get that length in the body before you feel for that left heel. So again, either heels up or heels down, neck back, neck up. wherever you need to be. And then bring yourself forward. We're going to place one arm on top of the other and we're going to sit back. So our knees are closer together now. As you come down, just relax here. And then bring your head onto one hand on top of the other hand. And then see if you can take the hands away and have your forehead on the mat. And then we're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to tuck our toes, bring yourself up into a forward fold, and then just draw yourself all the way up. So we're coming back to the front of the mat. We're going to practice that breath of joy again. So just be aware that we want to have this breath work where we breathe. Yeah, so notice air underneath the collarbone. So it's a in, up, up, up. Yeah, so it's not a up, exhale, up, exhale, up, exhale. It's, yeah, so you're in. Okay, so top of the mat. Feet underneath your hips. Yeah, so imagine, visualize what we're doing. We're drawing in prana on the air, on the oxygen, and we're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe in, and you're going to exhale, drawing that belly button back. So let's do it again. Inhale, 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 and exhale. Get rid of everything. Inhale, 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 and exhale. Feel that energy building. Inhale, 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 and exhale. One more. And then bring your hands into your heart center. So we're going to inhale the arms above the head. Really pushing down with the feet. As you exhale, take a forward fold, knees bent or legs straight. We're coming back with the left leg this time. So again, you can have your knee down. If you're able, we're going to bring that back heel up. Taking in nice, long, deep breaths. Bring one hand up and the other. Just hold it here for a second. So you're really pushing back. Let's inhale the arms up. Open your fingertips. So you're taking your energy and you're really pushing it out to the peripheries of the body, to the fingertips, right to the back of that left heel. Breathe in using your yoag breath. We're going to bring our hands out to the side. You're going to place down that left heel and then you're going to turn your body. Okay, so I'm just turning away from you for a second. So we're coming into that triangle pose. Okay, so your palms are up. Just check your body out. So if it all feels a bit ski whiff and kind of going off to the side of the mat, I want you to think about drawing everything back to the center. That might mean drawing around this hip, drawing up the thighs, pushing your feet down. Imagine your imaginary line. Take your palms to face up and really feel that energy coming right out to your fingertips, to your feet. We're going to take a big deep breath in and up. And then on the exhale, we're coming as far forward. We're coming to the right foot now, guys. So all the way over. You might just want to hold it here. When you're holding it here, check yourself out. Think knees, thighs, feet. Yeah, abdominals. And then we're going to drop down that bottom arm. Just gently place it where you need to. As you lift up that top arm, like I said, don't be crunched. Think about lifting Yeah, I'm lifting up from here, from my arms, stretching all the way up before you can bring that top arm over. Okay, before I'm even going to think about lifting that bottom arm, I'm going to make sure my feet are right, my thighs are right, my knees are right. I'm tightening around my trunk area, and then breathe in and then exhale. You could use that ujjayi breath. And then bring yourself all the way up. Open the hands. Just feel that energy that you've just brought into the body, and you've just made that energy, haven't you? It's incredible. So we're going to bring our feet, we're going to draw them in. The heels come back out. Hands to your hips. And now think about coming forward, as far forward as you can. Do not have the knees bent. Check your knees out. Sometimes these legs just bend because we're not very flexible in this position. So hands to the waist. Just think about drawing those thighs back all the time. The knees are coming back. Pushing down the outside edge of the foot. Bring your hands down. So straight away you do feel like, yeah, I'm not that bendy, not that stretchy. So I'm going to walk these feet slightly out in the heels. Drawing up the thighs. Drawing back the knees. Yeah. As you draw the thighs up, you're really going to feel an inside thigh stretch. So slightly coming down. Now I'm going to start to walk my hands out. So I'm still keeping my legs straight, still pushing down on my feet. Bring your hands out. Stop when your feet start to lift off. If your heels start to lift off, yeah, you need to go back a little bit, or just work on stretching the legs a little bit more. So pushing back. From here, I'm really pushing my feet down, really drawing my thighs up, pushing my tailbone up to the ceiling, and I'm going to come down onto my forearms. Relax the head. Keep breathing. Look back at your legs. Can we inch a little bit back? Yeah, as you inch back, maybe open the heels, drawing up the thighs, drawing up the tummy. Just playing around with coming a little bit forward and a little bit back. Can you walk your arms back a little bit on your forearms? Keep breathing. Maybe use the ujjayi breath. Maybe walk back a little bit further. Drawing back the thighs, drawing back the knees. Keep coming, keep coming. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to take the knees down. Notice that the legs are staying wide. My toes are coming forward. I'm going to check my knees out. I want to make sure I haven't got one coming any further forward than the other one. Come on to your elbows. And then just gently pushing back in the hips. You might like to just relax the head a little bit. Just let it drop down. And just wander the hands back a little bit. Just feeling the hips stretch. Maybe a little bit further. Just take your time. And then release off. Bring your toes together. Yeah, so your knees are wide, your toes touch, and then you're going to push yourself back into a wide leg child's pose. So at this point, you might want to take two fists and place your forehead on top of your fists. You might like to take one hand on top of the other. You might just want to take your head to the mat. You might want to use your hands behind you to keep that bottom
down. Keep your bottom on your heels. Wherever you are, just relax and use your breath work. Nice long deep breaths in and out. And then gently begin to bring yourself up. So if you can, you're going to just sit your bottom between your legs. The feet will need to come out to the side a little bit. You might need to move your legs in. If you can't do this, then you're just literally going to come back. Yeah, so if you can't get into this position, you're going to just sit back on your heels. So wherever you're at, let's come and sit back. There we go. This time we're going to start with the left side. So the hand comes down. Remember, get that lift. Feel the side of the body stretch as you come over. And then back to centre. We're going to draw up the right arm. Get that lift before you stretch. Coming over to the other side. And then coming back to the centre. Let's bring ourselves back up. Let's take the legs underneath the bottom and just rock the bottom from side to side. Wow, we've had some really big, strong stretches, haven't we? There we go. So from here, let's lift up that left leg, point the toe, and then we're going to draw out that right arm. Okay, so again, think about it. You're drawing in this energy and now we're pushing it all the way out to the fingertips. Now for me, at the moment, I've got a terrible tightness in my neck. So I'm actually visualising, as I'm breathing in, I'm visualising me drawing in this lovely energy, and then as I'm pushing it out to the periphery of my body, it's coming through my neck and it's warming that area and it's healing that area. So, you know, we really have to work with our body. You know, what we put in our mind can really affect us. I'm sure we all know that. If we've got bad thoughts or, you know, it really can do a number on us. And actually, lots of people get ill just through their thought pattern. So make sure you're thinking positive things, drawing in energy, pushing it out to the parts of your body that really need to be healed, controlled, and then relax. We're going to come on to the side of the body. So from here, I'm going to do my left leg first, just because it's I'll be turning towards the camera. So my left leg, I'm going to turn it and take it off of the mat. So it went to the left and it came off the back of the mat. And then I'm drawing myself onto the side. I want to make sure that my hand is in correct position. So my fingertips are coming to the top end of the mat. You can have your leg down, and again, think about this prana with space. Yeah, so I don't want to be all crunched up here. I'm thinking about lifting. So I've got this space in my body. I'm going to draw my top arm up. If you want to, you can lift that bottom leg up, really using your muscles. Just breathe in, maybe close your eyes at this point. And again, just send in that Vyana Vayu. Yeah, sending it right the way out. The wind coming right the way out to the fingertips and to the toes. Let's take that toe down now
and just stretch all the way up, lift, and then come over to wherever you can. So again, we're coming into this center part now, this Samana-Vayu. This is like the center, isn't it, for digestion, but also the digestion of our thoughts. You know, when we bring an experience into our minds, yeah, we need to digest it, and we need to get rid of what we don't want to be there anymore. Otherwise, these nasty thoughts can get stuck in our minds. So let's do the other side. So I'm going to turn away from you. So my right foot is coming off the mat, and then you can either stay down. So think about that lifting, think about opening the chest. You can lift that top leg if you want to. Just using your breath. And then place that foot down, lifting the arm up, getting that lift as much as you can, and feeling the space, the side of the body before you come over to wherever feels good for you. And then we're coming all the way back. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Let's just move our bottom from side to side. Just breathe in naturally. So from here we're going to come up into a plank. So your plank can be on your knees, or you can come up. All I want you to do is make sure that you're not sagged or you're not lifting up too high. So a good way of doing this is to draw up around your perineum, pelvic floor, sphincter, a tightening here, and then imagine lifting your tummy up and under your ribs. I'm sure we've all seen these yogis, and they kind of lift their tummy and it comes right up. If you do this when you're in a plank, yes, I'm going to push back with my heels. So sometimes you need to walk your toes in a little bit. Push back with your heels. If I do this, tighten the sphincter, pelvic floor, lift that tummy up under my ribs, you'll notice that the whole body just lifts up. Keep your eye gaze down. Can you bring your right knee to your right elbow and draw it back? If you're on your knees, you'd be here. And then we're going to do the left side. Draw that in and draw it back. Bring yourself down. Just sit back into child's pose. Maybe move from side to side. And then bring yourself up. So what I want you to do is, when you're in these really tricky postures, instead of thinking like, oh, you know, how long's it going to be? I'm knackered. I want you to think about what you're doing. So you're making this energy in your body. Think of what was his name, Bruce Lee, when he would just like give someone a karate chop, and they'd go all the way over the other side of the room. What we're doing when we're here, yeah, and we're breathing in, yeah, we've got that prana, we've got that energy into our body. Now we're holding this position, and our body is just making this energy. It's incredible. Once we've got this energy, then think about, like I said, I've got a bad shoulder at the moment. I'm gonna send that energy and that healing all the way up to this shoulder. Think about your body as like a big distribution centre. Of course, when we're doing a practice, we're naturally just moving and manipulating our body to open it and make it feel well. And but to use the breath and to the visualization just adds to it. So from here, let's sit back. We're going to draw that arm across the chest, and like I said, get space. So draw that arm out before you draw it out in front, before it crosses the body. We're always saying in life, Give me some space. Yeah, ooh, I need space, man. So think about it. We need space in our mind and we need space in our bodies. So create the space. Let's roll the shoulders back. So we're going to bring our legs out in front. We're going to come into a forward fold. So I want you to do like what I call your version of your forward fold. So we're all very, very different in every posture actually. So if you're very flexible in your hamstrings, then just start with your legs nice and long. If you need to have them bent, to just feel and to just gently stretch before you come into your forward fold, then do that. But once you're here, I want you to use this time to kind of just like meditate for a few moments, to just close your eyes, to just allow yourself to be really switched off from everything. Just use your breath to guide you into this meditation, yeah? So as you're breathing in, just imagine the breath coming in, feeling your chest go up. Then as you exhale, drawing that belly button back to your spine. We're then going to bring the soles of our feet together. So we'll start with our legs a little bit more in a diamond shape. So the legs are quite a distance away. Either just take your hands and hold on to your ankles or to your feet, but be relaxed in the shoulders. If you want to, if this feels a bit odd on your back, you're welcome to take your fingertips behind you and just sit up straight. Just use the body to draw the legs down to the side. Have a little look at your body. You know, does one leg come down a little bit further than the other? If it does, try and level the sides out. And then from here, we're going to draw the feet closer. So draw them in to wherever you can get them. Hold on to your feet or take your fingertips behind you and just start working down these knees. So we're going to draw the knees up and draw them down. So it's like a little butterfly. So lifting up and down. Again, you can do the same thing with your hands behind you. And just keep working them down, up and down. From here, keep your right leg out and stretch the left leg out long, and then just come down to wherever suits. If you feel like you need to take a little hand onto your thigh to just hold that down, that's fine. Feel free to put a block or a cushion underneath your leg and then just come forward to wherever suits. And again, let's just try and stay in that dream-like state. Yeah. Listen to your breath. And then we're going to change sides. So first of all, let's bring that leg back. Let's come back into our butterfly knees. So we're going up and down. You notice that your abdominals have to be quite tight. And then leave the legs down. we're going to draw out, leg long, and then just come forward. We're going to make this our last stretch. So I'm going to read a little meditation out to you. So I'm going to give you the option, as usual. You can either sit up against the wall, put your back up against the wall. You can lay down in Shavasana, which is where you just bring yourself up, guys. We're going to just sit here for a moment. So you can either lay down, taking your palms to face up and just allowing the legs to come out, or you can come and sit on your block or your bolster or your folded blanket or whatever you have, and we are going to just relax for the last few minutes. So find your comfortable position and feel free to start sitting up, and then if it gets a little bit too much for you, then lay back. You need to do what your body's telling you to do. So wherever you're at, let's just take a nice big deep breath in. So breathe in. Just settle yourself, feel comfortable wherever you're at. And just close your eyes if you're happy to do so. And I just want you to take a moment to be grateful. Grateful for the day. Grateful for a loved one. Grateful for the sun, the earth, the air we breathe. Just grateful for these moments of peace. So I'd like us to all take 3 deep breaths. And we're going to exhale with an open mouth. So just breathe in. And on the exhale, just open your mouth. Just say ah. And maybe one more time, just take a deep breath in. And then open your mouth and just let it all go. So feel the relaxation now. Feel it flow through your body. I'm going to close our mouth and just breathe through the nose and out through the nose for the rest of this meditation. So we'll start by bringing the awareness and the relaxing to the entire body. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax all your facial muscles. Breathe in, and on your exhale, relax your shoulders, just draw them down. Relax your arms, your hard-working hands, your fingertips. Can you relax your heart? Relax your stomach and your hips and your thighs. Relax your knees and your calves. Relax your feet and your toes. And just feel the whole body heavy and relaxed where you are right now. And allow yourself this simple stillness of this moment. Let's just notice our breath. Has it slowed down? Has your belly and your body found stillness? Just allow the breath to be neutral, natural, and just observe how your body naturally breathes in and out. Let's just be the observer of the breath. Your body it just knows what to do. Just feel that lift and that lower of your belly. Maybe notice the thoughts entering your mind. Don't worry, don't judge. We're just simply going to observe the thoughts. And just let them come, let them go. And your thoughts, just imagine them like clouds. Just let them drift across your mind and morph into another thought. You don't need to do anything, just observe and then release. And just like clouds, just let them float by. And if you want, we can try this visualization. As you breathe in now, let's just imagine this positive light, this energy. Think about these values that we've spoken about today. Imagine these values, imagine this energy coming in as a positive light. So as you breathe in, see this light, this energy coming into your body. And see which part of your body you want to take this light to. So imagine that positive energy flowing down to that body part or up into your mind. And anything that's maybe stagnant there, stagnant energy, a pain, a thought you don't want to be there, just breathe in this positive, loving energy. Just push it to that part. And now on the exhale, Yapana, think about how we exhale, how we get rid of waste. We want to draw back, think about really exhaling, double the exhale, get rid of this stagnant energy, this pain that doesn't need to be there, just let it go. So as we breathe out, let the positive energy flow through you, washing away any negative thoughts, any energies, any emotions, anything that isn't serving you. Just let it go. So if you have more than one blockage in your body, then continue with this visualization. Just breathing in and pushing this positive energy to that place where it needs to go. And then work on the exhale. Double the exhale. and just release and relax and restore. So either stay where you are, maybe lay down and come into relaxation if you were sat up on a block or a bolster or a cushion. If you're finishing with me now, we're going to bring our hands together. I'm going to say Om Shanti to you, peace, and Namaste, which means I bow to the divine in you. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.